I think what inspired me was all the bad teachers that I've had in the past. I remember one teacher from elementary school. I still remember his name, Mr. Green. Mr. Green was a phenomenal teacher. He taught me how to read in grade 4, my second time in grade 4. I wasn't a very good student, so I know what it means to have a bad teacher. And when I started teaching, I wanted to be the exact opposite. I wanted to be a Mr. Green for all my students. And that's what inspired me to teach. Mr. Green did. One where the student discovers the knowledge instead of somebody trying to feed it to them. I don't think that you can transform yourself until you truly understand what the concept is. And that's an individual endeavor. It's not something that I can give to a student. I can aid them in acquiring that knowledge, but in the end, they have to have their own aha moment. I think we live in a phenomenal country where we're allowed to transform ourselves on a regular basis, and continuing education allows us to do that. As an adult, I went back to school. As an adult, my mother went back to school when she was 42 to become a nurse. I went back to school to get a Bachelor of Education when I was 45. This country allows us to do that, and it's a phenomenal thing. So continuing education allows us to transform ourselves all the time. I want to be a part of that. That I have an expert blind spot, and that it is a deficit for my students. Because I know my topic so well, I've forgotten what it's like to learn the topic when you don't know anything. I've forgotten what it's like to build a knowledge structure in your head from a basis of absolute nothing. And so when I teach, sometimes I speak up here when they need me to be teaching down here. And I have to constantly be aware of what it's like to be a student on the other side of the table and not know anything at all. I need to make sure that when I speak, I'm aware of my blind spot and I make accommodations for it. That learning is effortful. That when we are learning something that we truly want to learn, it's easy to learn because we want it. But when you're learning something like accounting, which very few people actually want to learn, it's going to be a lot of work and it's going to be hard. And you should accept that it's hard, and you should be prepared for the fact that it's hard and that it's probably going to take more effort than learning something you want to do. I think one of the biggest challenges is that online courses have the highest drop failure rate of any course taught by a university. And I think the reason why is because we don't have a relationship with the students, or the students don't feel they have a relationship with us. And one of the ways I overcome that is while I'm speaking during my live stream webinars, I smile. And I think the students hear that, and I call them by their name. And I think they recognize that I'm building a relationship, and they feel like they know me, and I feel like I know them.